women aren't
the same culture these
Okay.
people like Jussie Smollett then faking a hoax because, you know, you have to be a
Bingo.
victim. No, you can't then sit here and say that without facts that you can say he's a rapist, but then Jussie Smollett can get away with saying there was people shouting, this is Trump country, we're going to beat you up without facts. You either have facts or both, or you can't just leave them.
Why did he feel necessary to do that?
Okay,
Because
can
he
I
wants
ask
to
you-
start a race war.
Can I just, I want to ask you a last question.
Each other.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, so now we're getting, now this is why I don't support feminism, by the way, because do you believe in the concept that women should just be believed absent facts? Because that was a Christine Blasey Ford thing. There was not a single fact. Do you think that women should be believed absent facts if they say that they were raped and assaulted?
Not without fact, but I think there should be a culture of belief. If someone comes forward and says, a man or a woman comes forward and says something has happened to them, that they should be given the time to be heard and to speak of their experience.
Okay, but I just
not by a court, not by a judge, not by legal professionals.
Then why didn't she submit a police report?
At the time,
She
still
never did.
because
hasn't.
there is a culture of disbelief, because she was in an
But
important
she had no evidence.
position.
There's no statute of limitations for rape in Maryland. She could file a police report today. It's because she made up the entire thing.
No, she didn't.
So why doesn't she know the time, the place, no corroborating witnesses? Her story changed 8 times. None of her friends said it ever happened or she ever talked about it once before. Everything about her
8
life story
times.
changed at least 6 times.
And I-
2 of the women that came forward and said that something happened are actually under criminal conviction for making up the entire thing. They never met her once before. This was a con job to try to displace United States
It
Supreme
was a
Court
political
justice.
hit job. It really was. But I do want to say this to you, and something for you to just consider, because I think we should wrap this up, because I don't think you're ever going to not be a feminist, and I'm never going to be one, right? But it's really important when you start getting into that slippery slope of believe women, and I talk about this particularly in America, because we've learned our lesson the hardest with this. Radicalized feminism. When I did an interview, I said it was the closest thing to white supremacy I've ever seen is radicalized feminism. The concept of just believing a woman because she said something is the direct thing that led to all of our ancestors getting lynched in America. When white women would just say that something happened, okay, and we were supposed to magically believe it. Our ancestors were then chased after, put in Emmett Till, everything in America happened. Women should just be believed. So you will never, ever, ever hear me stand behind a radicalized concept like just believe women because they're crying. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today.
Thank you.
Would you like to